I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone, up and at 'em bright and early. I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money, there's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory, I just do it anyway. Providing for our futures, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core. And I will always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost, I know the sacrifice.
I got enough fire with me. I can
Inside of here, we also have a t-shirt for you there too.
You're on camera.
I think
nope.
Get out of your way.
Nope, there's evidence you were here.
Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, sleep in peace tonight. American soldier, I'm an American soldier. Yeah, an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front line, so sleep in peace tonight. American soldier, I'm an American. An American. An American.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? I am Staff Sergeant Mass of the 3rd Infantry Regiment, United States Army. Guard of Honor, to the unknown soldier. The ceremony that you are about to witness is the changing of the guard. In keeping with the dignity of this ceremony, it is requested that everyone remain silent and stand. Thank you. and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The ceremony that you are about to witness is an Army wreath-laying ceremony to be conducted by Linton Academy. It is requested that everyone remain silent and standing during this ceremony. All military personnel in uniform will render the hand salute, and it is appropriate for all others to place their right hand over their heart upon the command of President Arms. Please. Read and up! Order! Up!
American girls and American guys, we'll always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see your glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our heads. My daddy served in the army, where he lost his right eye, but he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my mother, my brother, my sister and me to grow up and live happy in the land of the free. Now this nation that I love is falling under attack.
Hello everyone, my name is Dave Nichols. I'm the chairman of the Honor Flight Network. I want to welcome you all to the Baltimore, D.C., Virginia area. You're going to be in all those parts of the country today. First, I'd like to ask all the veterans in the room, whether you're an Honor Flight vet, guardian, whatever, please raise your hand. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for your service. I started in Honor Flight in about 2008. In different capacities, started with a hub, just like yours. And just like your hub, we have about 140 hubs all over the country, including Alaska. The Alaska group's trip is about 6 days long. It takes them 2 days to get here, 2 days to get back. So if you can imagine by the end of your trip how tired you feel, think about that. Anyways, I spent 14 years in the military, and when I got out, I was finishing my degree, and I stumbled on Honor Flight. I was taking a World War II class at University of Maryland, and I volunteered. I volunteered with Honor Flight Rochester, that's where I'm from originally. And my first trip, I was a guardian, not knowing what to do, and I had a World War II Marine was my vet. And as we all do, we get bit by the bug, and I haven't stopped since. It's a wonderful organization. The high school students in here, please raise your hands. Give yourselves a round of applause. I appreciate you coming out to take care of these veterans. You guys are the generation that's going to continue the stories and the legacies of these veterans, so talk to them during the trip. Learn what they did. Pass it on to your friends.
So, about 14 years ago, they dedicated the World War II Memorial. And at that time, I'm a physician assistant. I was working at the VA in Springfield, Ohio. And I had a panel size of about 1,200. Of the 1,200 veterans that I had the privilege of caring for, about 300 of them were World War II veterans. And they finally got a memorial. They were the last ones to have a memorial. So I'm going up to all my World War II veterans. I'm slapping high five with them. And I said, congratulations, you got a memorial. What do you think about that? And every one of them said, I wish my friends would have lived long enough to see it. And I said, well, what about you? Are you going to go see it? So I said, how about you? Are you going to go see it? And every one of them felt that sooner or later their son or their daughter or their VFW post or somebody would get them out to the memorial. So I asked every one of them again, because they're my patients. I see them every 3 months. I see them every 6 months. And I asked them, I said, how was your memorial? And tragically, not one of them had been to the memorial, and reality set in. They were never going to see their memorial. They wait 60 years to finally have a memorial, and not one of them was going to see it. And I'm a private pilot, too. And my dad and I, we used to love to fly all over the place. My dad's a Vietnam veteran. And I said, Dad, I have about 300 veterans. They're never going to see the memorial. Would you like to rent a plane with me? And I'll fly you out to Washington, D.C. Come to find out, my dad being a Vietnam vet, he'd never seen his wall. I said, but if we're going to do this, we're going to have to make it for free for the veterans we'll put in the back of the plane. And when I say a plane, I'm talking one of those real tiny little ones, kind of like a crop duster with 4 seats in it. And so my dad said he'd go ahead and he'd split the aircraft rental fee with me, because the veterans that I was seeing at the VA, their life savings were gone. Their houses were gone. They were living in an apartment, and they had to decide each month, well, do we take our prescriptions or do we eat? My dad said, sure, I'll go ahead and do it. So I went to the Aero Club manager and I said, this is what I'd like to start doing. And the Aero Club manager said, not only can you do it, I want you to bring it up to the entire Aero Club. The Aero Club was at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. 300 members in that Aero Club. And I got up in front of them and I said, I'm going to start flying veterans to Washington, D.C. If you want to join me, 2 rules. Rule number 1, the veterans don't pay a penny. Rule number 2, you can't fly out to Washington, D.C. and go hang out with your friends. You got to take care of these veterans. And I'll show you how to do it. And I had 11 pilots who never met any of my veterans that said they wanted to go ahead and do it. I said, all right, we're set. We're all set for our first trip. But I hadn't asked a single veteran yet. The very first veteran I asked, his name was Leonard Lloyd. Leonard was in the Navy. And I said, Leonard, have you been to see your memorial yet? And he goes, no, I haven't. I said, why haven't you been to go see it? And he said, well, Ma, she's been kind of sick. The kid's been real busy. And I said, well, have you ever flown in a little plane? I mean a tiny little plane. And they said, oh yeah, my Uncle Phil, he had a Piper Cub, and I used to love go flying with him. I said, all right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to rent a plane. We can put you in the back of it. I'm going to take my dad to the wall. We'll fly out to Washington, D.C. Do you want to go? I was ready for him to say yes or no, or let me discuss it with my wife. I wasn't ready for him to start crying. And when he started crying, all of a sudden my allergies flared up really bad. And I wrote down his name, and I said, all right, I'm going to call you back later. So we go out in my office, and he's crying. My allergies have flared up, and we walk past the nurse's station. Nurses come up to me, and they said, what happened? Because they love Leonard. They thought I gave him some bad news. And I said, no, that's not it. Leonard's fine, Leonard's fine. We're going to go see his memorial. We're going to fly him over there. And the nurse said, so there's 4 seats in this plane? I said, yeah. She goes, well, can I ask another veteran if they want to go? I said, sure. 2 days later, I'm seeing another veteran, and there's a knock on the door, and Sheila was the nurse. I open up the door. There's Sheila in the hallway. Her allergies really flaring up. She's just sitting there sobbing. She'd asked the second veteran got the exact same response out of him. I knew we were onto something then. So in May of 2005, we did our first flight. 6 tiny little planes. I mean, tiny little planes. We flew 12 veterans. Then we flew the veterans back home again. That was the very first honor flight. We flew 8 veterans. At that time, we had 107 on the waiting list, and 8 of them had died before we did the first flight. And the reporter asked me, said, all right, you flew 12, you have 107 on the waiting list. There's no way. There's no way you're going to get to all these veterans. I said, yeah, that is insurmountable. And one of the greatest joys that we have, and you all are going to see this when you go home, is when you go home, every veteran on that plane, every World War II, every Korean, every Vietnam veteran on that plane will have a personal, intimate knowledge of how revered, how cherished, how loved they are by this nation. And that means everything to us at Honor Flight Headquarters. That means everything to the organizers here. That's what brings us great joy. Great joy. One of the very first veterans that I was taking care of at the VA hospital, his name was Dave Bauer. Dave Bauer, Vietnam veteran, he got the Bronze Star, he got the Purple Heart. He said, I want to help out. I want to help out in any way that I can. So Dave Bauer, all those veterans that we were calling up were saying, we're all set. Is your dad there? We got a flight for him. And they say, Dad didn't make it. Dad didn't survive the winter. And Dave said, well, sorry to hear about that. I'm sorry to hear about your loss. But the flag that went over your dad's casket, could we please take that with us to Washington, D.C.? And out of that, he created this Flags of Our Heroes program, where we bring a flag, the picture of the veteran, we put it up there in front of the Nebraska pillar and say, that veteran is not forgotten. It will never be forgotten. That Vietnam veteran that I'm telling you about, Love Like a Brother, is here. Dave. There he is. That's Dave Bauer right there. What's going to be really, really cool, and what brings us so much joy, is all these high school men and women that are here that are going to be able to tell their kids and their grandkids and their great-grandkids what it was like to hang out with a World War II, a Korean, or a Vietnam veteran at their memorial. That means everything to us, because I know you veterans do not want to be forgotten. You don't want your friends to be forgotten. And when I see a room full of high school people serving as guardians, that really warms my heart. God bless you all. We're going to see you this weekend running all over Washington, D.C., and I'm looking forward to it. God bless.
All right, moving on.
Kids and I should have been telling them a long time ago. There's Scott Newell, his dad's chief police brother. James Eisman. And the middle one is Chad There's a couple of verses behind the picture. Whoever's taking the picture. She got something wrong.
You wouldn't find a bird down in my hometown. Thank you very much.
Richard Burris.
There's Richard, but he goes by Pop, and then there's Dick Burris.
There's John Burris.
Yeah, but they
real
call him
name,
Pop.
and then no one calls him John. Because everybody calls him Richard. Or Pop or Richard. It's Pop and Dick.
So, do you have a wise guy?
No, they never call him Richard. If you don't know, you're not related to people call him the That's what I call him.
Dean. That's the last name.
I hope so.
Mighty sucker punch came flying in from somewhere in the back. Soon as we could see clearly through our big black eye, man, we lit up your world like the 4th of July. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be here when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing her bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. Oh, brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Served and the battle will rage. This big dog will fight when you rattle his cage, and you'll be sorry that you messed with the U.S. of A. 'Cause we'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be hell when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing her bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. All brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I mean, this is an opportunity.
Hi, Steve. How are you? Good.
You didn't make it. I know, Steve. Do you have English on? No, wait, this is
Is that his number?
We're going down this way. Good morning.
It is. Good morning. You're good. Thank you so much for your service. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Sorry.
How are you doing?
If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag...
Tonight, 7 salutes. That is such a great scene. High fives and hugs to solemn acts of remembrance. Tonight, the National Mall is buzzing with tributes to those who served on this eve of Veterans Day.
This is all ahead of Veterans Day tomorrow, and Sam Sweeney joins us live on the National Mall. And Sam, you talked with some veterans who say that they have wounds that will never fully heal.
Yeah, Nancy, an emotional moment, emotional day here on the National Mall. No matter where you look today, all of the memorials, all of the monuments were surrounded with vets and those who are here to honor them. We caught up with an honor flight group from Coffee County, Kansas, and the 24 vets who came on that flight were paired with high school students, and today they shared some pretty emotional moments.
Thank you. Thank you for your...
It's the homecoming celebration many of these veterans never had.
When I came back, it wasn't like this. Didn't have anybody greeting you.
Terry Thomas waited his whole life for this day.
I'm tickled pink.
Thomas is here with high school senior Erica Lyons. The two are paired together for this honor flight, and they're teaching each other some pretty powerful lessons.
I think it's good for the veterans to see that, you know, our future is sound and secure.
I served in Vietnam, and when I got wounded, I had a guy on each side of me die instantly.
I see one of them up there.
So good to be able to see him on the wall.
Through the weekend, each of the more than 58,000 names in the Vietnam Wall will be read aloud.
There's no better history lesson than to get to spend some time with a guy that lived it, breathed it.
All of these men served our country proudly, and this is their day and their moment. But all of these men are humble. Not one will tell you that they're a hero.
They're the ones that are the heroes. They gave their all. So I just got wounded wasn't my time.
It makes you feel like a hero, but I'm not a hero. I'm just one of us.
And if you want to hear the names read aloud at the Vietnam Memorial, Wall Memorial here, they will continue reading them through midnight tonight, and then they will begin again tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. through midnight Saturday. Reporting live on the National Mall, I'm Sam Sweeney, ABC 7 News.
Still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died.
Okay, now where's the next one?
Robert Pearl and Cynthia
What line?
He's on line 16.
16. All right.
Who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea.
Tell your story again, how you came to be wearing the bracelet.
I just found it, and now I've been wearing it for 40 years. I pretty much know how he disappeared and his story. And I'd love to let his family know that he's not forgotten.
Robert Eugene.
Thank you.
Robert Ogden.
How did you hear about his story?
Timothy.
Out of the book. Out of the book.
Robert Brown. Jack Camp.
To Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
My dear son, it's almost June. I hope this letter catches up with you and finds you well. It's been dry, but they're calling for rain, and everything's the same old same in Johnsonville. Your stubborn old daddy ain't said too much, but I'm sure you know he sends his love. And she goes on in a letter from home. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared and our boots ain't muddy, and they all laugh like there's something funny about the way I talk when I say mama sends her best, y'all. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work. And it keeps me driving on, waiting on letters from home. I do.
Eddie, let's welcome these veterans home. The local ones are staying here.
This is a girl. Us, are they? Okay, because I have gifts for everybody.
Railroad engineer on the Union Pacific. I got it because I worked 40 years. I was a train conductor.
They saw your picture, Dad. They wanted to see what you look like now. I said, go.
You owe them $20 for those pretty signs. Thank you for choosing to serve, young man. Appreciate it.
Where are you from? Leroy. Okay, that's.
Thank you, Dale. Welcome home, Charlie.
I knew that. Yeah, I've been there.
Come on, Ken. Thank you for choosing to serve.
Thank you.
Thank you, young lady, for putting up with him.
Thank you.
You'll show your dad your hat.
Thank you for choosing to serve. It's our honor. Thank you, Jerry, for choosing to serve. And thank you for putting up.
Hey, who knew you being on TV was going to turn you into a celebrity? Everybody knows who you are now.
That's okay.
We did our job. Damn liberals gave it away.
Welcome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for taking care of it.
And you're on TV. Good.
Right here.
first love, it's almost dawn. I've been lying here all night long, wondering where you might be. I saw your mama and I showed her the ring. Man on a television said something, so I couldn't sleep. But I'll be alright, I'm just missing you. And this is me kissing you. X's and O's in a letter from home. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared of our boots, ain't buddy, and they all laugh. Cause she calls me honey, but they take it hard, cause I don't read the good part. I fold it up and put it in my shirt. Back to work, and it keeps me driving on, waiting on letters from home. Dear son, I know I ain't written. I'm sitting here tonight alone in the kitchen, it occurs to me I might not have said it, so I'll say it now. Son, you make me proud. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared in our boots, ain't buddy, but no one laughs, cause there ain't nothing funny when a soldier cries. And I just wipe my eyes. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work. And it keeps me driving on, waiting on letters from home.
I'm just trying to be a father, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their mother, everything to everyone, up and at 'em bright and early. I'm all business in my suit. Yeah, I'm dressed up for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money, there's bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory, I just do it anyway. Providing for our futures, my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. I can't call in sick on Mondays when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. You can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid, hey, I'm steady, hey, I'm true down to the core. And I will always do my duty, no matter what the price. I've counted up the cost, I know the sacrifice. Oh, and I don't want to die for you, but if dying's asking me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom don't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, sleep in peace tonight, American soldier. I'm an American soldier. Yeah, an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front line, so sleep in peace tonight, American soldier. I'm an American, an American. An American soldier. American girls and American guys, we'll always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see your glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our heads. My daddy served in the army, where he lost his right eye, but he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my mother, my brother, my sister and me to grow up and live happy in the land of the free. Now this nation that I love is falling under attack. A mighty sucker punch came flying in from somewhere in the back. Soon as we could see clearly through our big black eye, man, we lit up your world like the 4th of July. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be here when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing her bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. Oh, brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Served and the battle will rage. This big dog will fight when you rattle his cage, and you'll be sorry that you messed with the U.S. of A. 'Cause we'll put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be hell when you hear Mother Freedom start ringing her bell, and it'll feel like the whole wide world is raining down on you. All brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
My dearest son, it's almost June. I hope this letter catches up with you and finds you well. It's been dry, but they're calling for rain, and everything's the same old same in Johnsonville. Your stubborn old daddy ain't said too much, but I'm sure you know he sends his love. And she goes on in a letter from home. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared in our boots, ain't muddy, and they all laugh like there's something funny about the way I talk when I say mama sends her best, y'all. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work. And it keeps me driving on, waiting on letters from home. My dearest love, it's almost dawn. I've been lying here all night long, wondering where you might be. I saw your mama and I showed her the ring. Man on the television said something, so I couldn't sleep. But I'll be alright, I'm just missing you.